Welcome to Business Turnaround, your go-to podcast for insightful strategies on managing companies in decline or distress. I'm your host, Marek Niedźwiedź from Axia Capital, and today we are diving into one of the most critical yet often overlooked aspects of running a business, working capital. For business owners and CEOs, especially in blue-collar industries, understanding how to manage working capital can mean the difference between success and bankruptcy. It's a silent killer, often lurking behind the scenes, quietly draining resources and slowing down growth. But once you know what to look for, it's a challenge you can overcome. Let's get it started. Let's start by addressing what I call the cash trap, or why working capital is so dangerous for small businesses. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day operations, fulfilling orders, managing staff, and chasing down customers to pay their invoices. But working capital, which includes everything from inventory to accounts receivable, can tie up your cash without you even realizing this. Think about it. The more you sell, the more you have to spend on supplies and labor to fulfill those orders. But if your customers aren't paying you quickly enough, you are left in a cash flow crunch. This trap is why working capital can be a silent killer for small businesses, especially if you are growing fast. So why is working capital management so tricky? It's because many CEOs are caught in what I call the working capital dilemma. You need to grow, but to grow you need to spend more on inventory, hire more staff, and extend more credit to customers. But if your cash is tied up in receivables or unsold inventory, how do you fund that growth? This is the balancing act every CEO must manage: how to grow without running out of cash. One thing that's often misunderstood is the sustainable growth rate. In other words, how fast you can actually grow without putting your business at risk. You see, growth is exciting, but it's also risky. If your working capital cannot keep up with your sales, you are essentially growing yourself into a crisis. A lot of businesses make the mistake of trying to expand too quickly, thinking more revenue will solve their cash flow problems. But what happens is the exact opposite. They overextend, and before they know it, they are facing a cash shortfall that can cripple their business. This brings me to a critical point. Running a company is a delicate balance between being EBITDA friendly and being cash flow friendly. EBITDA can look great on paper, but what good is it if you don't have the cash to pay your bills? Cash is the lifeblood of any business, and while focusing on profitability is important, it's equally important to manage cash flow. That's why many blue-collar businesses end up in trouble. They focus on the wrong numbers. EBITDA might be a great measure of operational efficiency or company valuation, but it's not always a true reflection of how healthy your cash flow is. So how do you avoid these pitfalls? It starts with understanding the main KPIs around working capital. You need to be looking at things like cash conversion cycle, days sales outstanding DSO, and days inventory outstanding DIO. These KPIs tell you how long it's taking to turn inventory into cash, and they are crucial for making informed decisions about where your cash is going and how long it's tied up. To wrap things up, let me leave you with this. Managing working capital isn't just about improving your balance sheet. It's about freeing up cash to reinvest in your business, driving sustainable growth, and ultimately turning your company around. At Axia Capital, we've seen firsthand how businesses that master working capital management can turn crisis into opportunity. They build stronger foundations, grow smarter, and achieve long-term profitability. Thank you for joining me today on the Business Turnaround podcast. If this episode resonated with you, please subscribe, share it with your team, and leave a review. I'm Marek Niedźwiedź, and I'll see you next time as we continue to explore strategies that help businesses come back stronger and more profitable. Bye for now.